Hey, Panthers! I'm here today to explain to you how to use the virtual notes that we're going to use in class every time we take notes in here. This was something that was put together by the social studies teachers to help you take your notes virtually and have somewhere for your notes to make sense and expand on your notes from what you usually, from just writing them down like you normally would. So this is just a really quick tutorial to tell you how to use these virtual notes for United States history. You're going to turn these notes in every time. You'll take your notes virtually, and then you'll just send them to me for a grade. So the top is, of course, very self-explanatory. Your name, the topic, what are we talking about that day? And usually we have a slideshow that goes along with the notes, and it'll be on the slideshow what the notes are about. The class period, the date. Obviously, you're doing this in United States history. All right, so here for the essential question, what you're going to do is I would probably wait until at the end of the notes, at the end of when you take notes, to put down the essential question. It'll be easier to figure out like what was the big question here, what was the big issue that we're dealing with in the notes today. Here, you're going to put down your notes. This space here is where you're going to take your notes. It's okay if you take more notes than this box seems to give you. The box, of course, will expand as you write in them. And my suggestion would be to bullet point the notes. So as you go from point to point to point to point, you have a bullet point there, and it'll just be easier to track your notes as you go. When you're taking notes, very, very important, extraordinarily important, that you don't write down every single thing that I say. If you try to write down everything that I say, you'll get so lost and you'll never be able to keep up. Write down the big ideas, the important things, right? Don't write down everything. You don't need to. You're just going to write down the important things that you need to know. Things like time, place, events, people, why these things happened, why the topic is important. Those are the things you write down. I'm going to give you a lot of stories as I'm giving notes because that's kind of how I teach. I just tell lots and lots of stories. Don't write down all of the stories. Just write down the important, the essential information. When you're done with the notes, go back and highlight the notes, highlight ideas, highlight people. You can underline the notes. You can change fonts for different ideas, different events. Maybe you can put the dates in bold and italics, and then highlight names, underline events. You come up with your own system, but I would go back through and annotate these notes so that things will stand out to you, and you can quickly scan your notes and find the information that you're looking for. After you've taken the notes, I want you to go to the internet and find an image, a picture or a drawing or a painting or something, some visual representation of the notes that we took today. And you're just going to copy that picture here. Whatever you choose is really up to you as long as it's representative of what we did in the notes that day. You're going to, here at the citation, you're going to just tell me where you got them from. What's the source of this picture that you're presenting? And then down here, you're just going to explain why you think this image best represents what we did in class that day. And then here, you're just going to kind of tie everything together. It should be a 3 to 5 sentence summation of what we went over in class today. So you're going to look at your notes, You're going to look at the essential question. You're going to answer the essential question, and you're just going to, in a very brief paragraph, explain to me the big thing that we dealt with in the notes today. What was it that the notes are about today? It should be 3 to 5 sentences long, about a paragraph. Definitely not a sentence. A sentence is never a paragraph. A sentence is a nice start to a paragraph, right? So just a very quick summation of the notes, couple of sentences telling me why, what it was that we learned today, answer the essential question. And then you're just going to turn it in, and that's it. Hopefully, this is fairly self-explanatory. I will have this posted all the time so you can go back and refer to it if you need to. But every time we take notes, we're going to use the virtual note catcher. Whether you're doing the notes at home or you're doing the notes in class, this is how we're going to do it. All right, until next time, we'll talk to you later.